There was always a professional awareness that there was a level beyond which we shouldn't go, you know, but the safety valve didn't work a couple of times, and there were a few occasions when we went over the top. I was a non-drinker at the time, and I still had my good day job in the ESB, and wherever we were down the country, I was conscious of having to get back home and in for work the next morning. So I'd be always anxious to get them out of the bar and get on the road, but of course they didn't give a damn what time they got home or whether they got home at all. It was one night I thought I was being very clever when I saw no sign of the bar closed, and I gave the barman a tip of a £5, which was a good lot of money at the time. I said, for Christ's sake, will you close the bar after the next round? I want to get home. So but the bar didn't close after the next round or after the next round. And then on the way home, Ronnie was sitting beside me, and I said, Jesus, he was some louser, that barman. I gave him a £5 a couple of hours ago to close the bar. And Ronnie said to me, I knew what you were up to. He said, I gave him a tenner to keep it open.
Eventually, Ronnie realised that the periods of heavy drinking had simply gone on for too long.
How did you make the decision to give it up? Or did somebody make it for you?
No, I just kind of decided, you know, that it was all too much. And I was getting older, and, you know, I was living at home here, and, you know, it was all different. I mean, years ago you were running around with guys and your wife be coming out with you, and you know what I mean, and all that, you know. But now it was kind of, you know, meant going out on your own, sort of, you know. And it wasn't so enjoyable. It wasn't the gang to be drinking with, you know what I mean.
There were casualties along the way. First, Kieran Burke, and then Luke Kelly.
I must away now. I can no longer tarry. This morning's tempest I have to cross. I must be guided without a stumble into the arms I love the most. And when he came to his true love's dwelling.
As the band entered its third decade on the road, it seemed that the years of hard living had finally caught up with Luke. This came to a head in 1980 when he collapsed on stage during a performance.
Luke was standing beside me and he began to shake, you know. And the next thing that was it.
What did you think when he went down?
I thought he was jarred, you know, first, you know. And then, you know, we brought him to the hospital. It turned out to be a brain tumour.
Wake up, wake
Luke continued to appear with the Dubliners for several years after he became ill. But this was his last television performance.
Wake up, love, and let me in, for I am tired, love, and oh so weary.
Luke Kelly died in a Dublin hospital in January of 1984.
It's just a dreadful feeling that you look down and you see this person is dead, and the realization hits you. And it's like, you know, it's like a thump. And you just have to accept it. And you sort of just walk away. There's nothing else you can do. I mean, I can't go into explaining feelings like I was crying, I was this, I was that, I was the other. Because it all happens so quick, it just, you know, it happens. And, you know, I just felt awful. It's about the best I can say.
I must be guided without a stumble into the arms I love the most.
Odour eliminating candle. Oh, a hungry feeling came o'er me stealing, and the mice were squealing in my prison cell, and the old triangle went jingle jangle.
This is perhaps Ronnie's best-known song. It was originally meant to be sung inside a prison. After one night's hard drinking in Derry, Ronnie woke up to find himself inside a real cell, and Barney McKenna was in the one beside him.
Get up, you bowsy.
And just at 4:30 in the morning. We've been in the cell since 2 o'clock. By Ronnie sitting on the edge of the bed at the waking up. He caught me going by, Barney, come here. Where are we? So we're in Derry. Oh, we're still in Derry? Yeah, I said, no, Ronnie, you're not in a hotel. Say, you're in jail, Ronnie. We're in jail. We're in what? Say, we're in the Strand Road, RUC, jail. The car is outside, everything is all right. Now I said, you know what you'll do now, Ronnie? You, he says. You were driving, so do you know what you'll do now, Ronnie? Sing the old triangle now, you bollocks.
Long time ago in Ireland, ladies and gentlemen, we were beleaguered. Nice word, that, I like that. By English judges.
The Dubliners included a number of Irish rebel songs in their original repertoire. These were a staple of folk groups of that period and had proved popular with audiences.
There's a song about a fellow who went to England in 1939. Oh, and first I came to London in the year of 39.
But the temptation must have been huge to throw in the IRA.
It was.
Because it was a no-brainer. You won an audience with it.
Exactly. And there was a certain IRA songs that we did sing which were funny. Like at the time, say the old alarm clock was funny, you know.
Well, next morning down by Marlborough Street, I caused no little stir. The IRA was busy and the telephone did whir. Said the judge, I'm going to charge you with the possession of this machine. And I'm also going to charge you with the wearing of the green. Well, says I to him, your honour.
All this was to change when Northern Ireland erupted into bitter sectarian conflict. Even comic rebel songs seemed to have lost some of their humour.
But I remember in 1969, I said I wouldn't sing another rebel song because of the trouble that was in the north of Ireland, because that would be my contribution to.
And did you say that to the rest of the lads?
Yeah.
And what was the reaction?
Well, they didn't mind because they weren't all...
You weren't a rebel band.
They weren't a rebel band, but we didn't depend on rebel songs.
And was Luke happy with that, was he?
Yeah. Because while I was would be a Republican at heart, but when little children start getting killed and, you know, stuff like that, I just didn't want to know, you know what I mean?
How did the audience react to that? Because everybody...
I don't think they even noticed.
Ronnie was not the only one who was sceptical of Irish folk groups that played the rebel card in their stage acts.
I was always a little suspicious of the kind of faux nationalist folk thing. I was very relieved to meet Ronnie Drew once in, I think it was the first time we ever met him in Germany. And I don't know, it was Larry asked him about some very, I won't mention their name, but some very rah-rah...
Rifles of the IRA.
Kind of band. And Ronnie just was drinking a pint, and he just said, I'll tell you what I think of them. You want to know what I think of them? And he just poured the pint into a potted plant, full pint into a potted plant. That's what I think of them. He says, we're bigger than that, the Irish. We're bigger than that. We're bigger than the vision.
Dubliner, you say? Rich, you say?
As the years passed, Ronnie seemed to become the unofficial voice of his native city.
You know, Dublin has lots of characters, and normally the Dublin characters are people that are looked down on, and they're out there on the streets like they're Bang Bang or Johnny Forticoats or something like that. I think Ronnie had a totally different view. I mean, the distinctive dub accent, whether it was a dub accent or whether it was a cement mixer or whatever.